Take a deep breath in. As you breathe in a slow, calm, relaxing breath. And as you breathe out, just feel that you're releasing any tension. Feel it leave your body. And start to notice where feelings of tension is. Perhaps in your neck and shoulders. Maybe in your forehead or jaw. And as you breathe in a feeling of calm relaxation. And as you breathe out, give permission to let tension go. Any stress, any worries, any anxiety. Feel that right now, in this moment, it's okay to just let that go. Imagine less than 1% of that emotion you've been holding on to. Maybe sadness, maybe anger, maybe frustration. Feel it leave your body in that outward breath. I want you to picture a color that represents worthiness. Whatever color comes to mind is exactly the right color. Maybe it's pink or yellow or blue or green. But imagine that color being brighter, almost shining like light. And as you breathe it in, feel that you're breathing in a sense of deep worthiness. And as you exhale, allow the opposite emotion to feel like it's leaving your body. Any unworthiness. Feel it leave your body. So every breath you take, more of that feeling of worthiness is going in. And any feeling of lack, scarcity, or unworthiness is leaving your body. Each and every breath feeling more and more worthy, releasing more and more tension. As you feel that you're drifting into a state that we can call relaxation. The deeper you breathe, the deeper relaxed you become. That's it, deeper and deeper relaxed. I want you to imagine what it would be like to go back in time. To go back in time at your current age, all the way back to a garden in a house you used to live in. You're your current age with all your experience. And I want you to observe. Observe a house full of shouting and chaos, and seeing a vulnerable, small girl, maybe just 3 or 4 years old. And as you observe from that perspective, imagine thinking that this young girl growing up in this chaotic environment could easily start to believe things that aren't true. Maybe they weren't wanted, but therefore that girl could feel like she's not worthy at all. I want you to get a connection that evaluations and beliefs get made all the time, not because of what's real, but because of what's perceived. Breathing in and breathing out. I want you to feel that here in this moment you can let go of 3 key emotions. Imagine letting go of any anger. And all the anger is deserved. But holding on to anger is like holding on to a poison. It doesn't harm anyone else, just you. So as you continue to breathe in that worthiness, feel the anger leaving your body. That's it. Continue to breathe in that worthiness. And there's a second emotion to let go of. Sadness. So much sadness has been built up all over this time. And here in this moment, feel what it would feel like to just let that go. You've cried so many tears that the crying no longer serves a purpose. So feel back there at that moment as you see that vulnerable girl, knowing what she will experience in the years that continue in her childhood. It's time to let that sadness go. And there's one final emotion to let go as you just observe that child in their garden. Blame. You were told things that weren't true. Told things about your capability, who you are, what you should have done. And some of that you took to be true. And you held on to some of that blame, that guilt. It wasn't yours to keep. I want you to imagine here, observing this house, observing this garden, observing this young child, this innocent child. It's time to let go of that anger, that sadness, any blame, guilt, or shame. Let it go now. Literally feel it leave your body, draining through your feet, out of your toes into the grass beneath you. And imagine replacing it with something different. A feeling of worthiness, a feeling of relief, and most important of all, hope. Hope is just an emotion linked to possibility with no guarantees. And I think at some point in the past you lost that hope. But as you let go of that anger, that shame, that guilt, that sadness, allow just enough space for a glimmer of hope. Maybe even something, a speck of dust. Allow it to sit within you, shining bright, a glimmer of hope. Breathe in and breathe out, and then imagine taking all your knowledge, all your life experience, and shrinking down to a 3-year-old or a 4-year-old. A twin that was never born is who you're becoming, but with all of your wisdom and knowledge. And imagine seeing your sister there in the garden, seeing her smiling face. Remember, you are the twin and she is you. So hold that perspective. But the moment she sees you, a big smile. Her sister is there. And just imagine being 3 or 4 years old, just playing. And you would want no one else in the world to play with other than you. Feel that you are choosing you. Maybe there was hundreds of children in that town you grew up in. But feel that there is only one choice that you want to make. Someone that you want to play with. And imagine playing. Not reluctantly, but enthusiastically. Having fun, making sure there is laughter and smiles. And imagine what it would be like to grow up with this version of you. Accepting that it's still a chaotic household. Lots of conflict, violence, threats, arguments, but you've got each other. And imagine going forwards in time until there's some kind of argument in a car. Feel that you're in the back seat. Feel the emotion of the car swerving across the road, but this time, be the twin that whispers in your sister's ear. Let's pretend it's a roller coaster. And maybe there was arguments and nastiness, but you and your twin have a secret smile you share together to find something to smile about in that terrifying situation. Reality is reality. This is just your imagination. New ways of thinking about old memories that serve you rather than hinder you. So feel what it would feel like, you being the twin, and then seeing you as someone exactly your age, feeling like this crazy car drive is like a roller coaster in a theme park. And then when you return finally to home, imagine talking to each other that same night. And I want you to imagine reassuring that younger version of you, that you will always be there for them. You will protect them. You will be there. That none of what is happening is her fault. She's not to blame. And give that version of you a hug, the hug that you needed in that day of craziness. And see that version of you sleeping soundly that night. And then imagine going forwards in time to a time where you're observing an 8 or 9-year-old version of you being left in the woods all by yourself. But you're your twin. So when you see yourself there by yourself, just by a minute or so, starting to get upset, starting to get scared, you turn up. The twin sister. And then decide just to play in the woods together. Smile and have fun. Explore, play hide and seek. A moment of abandonment becomes a moment of joy, pleasure, connection. She chooses you and you choose her. And if you can feel what it would feel like to be in those very same woods, this time with a happy memory, let me know by nodding your head. That's it. And then imagine going forwards in time to perhaps a day or so before your father leaves the house, leaving you alone with a dangerous mother. Except you're no longer left alone now. Your twin is there. And you are the twin. And the other girl you see is you. And you get a sense that maybe your father will leave the house. And I want you to feel that you're making a promise to each other. To be there for each other, to encourage each other, to support each other, and to protect each other. And maybe you solidify this promise by shaking your little fingers together, knowing that you've got each other's backs. And then imagine going through time and seeing some of the threats, abuse, horrible words, but knowing that in every case, you've got someone that believes the opposite. Perhaps there's even a threat of something that will happen during the night. And make a promise to each other that one of you will stand guard to make sure you can sleep safely. And if you can imagine updating these memories to feel that there is a level of protection and understanding, let me know by nodding your head. That's it. And then imagine going forwards in time. Remember, you're the twin. And the person that looks like you is you. And remember having a chat and hearing that there is a boy that is interested, potential first boyfriend. But remember, you're the twin with all the experience of the future, knowing exactly what happens. I want you to imagine having a conversation with that younger version of you, perhaps just 16 or 17 years old, and give her the advice you needed at that young, vulnerable age. All the things that you needed to hear, feel yourself sharing and giving that information. To give perspective, to give understanding, to give a feeling of resilience. And when you've given the advice and the information that was needed, let me know by nodding your head. And then imagine going forwards 3 months in the future, and that relationship, as brief as it was, finishes. Imagine being there to comfort that version of you. Any feelings of unworthiness or doubt or sadness, just comfort. Everything you needed to hear, feel like you're hearing it because you're the one saying it. I want you to get a sense throughout your childhood. Imagine how it would have been different if there was someone there to support you, to encourage you, to listen to you, to hug you when you needed. That you can be the twin sister you never had. And I want you to feel that that might have influenced certain decisions. Maybe the shining knight was you. Maybe if you would have existed back then for you, you didn't need to run away to a family home to choose someone that seemed like they were interested. I want you to tell yourself back then, you are worthy. None of this blame and shame and guilt is yours to let go of it. None of this is your fault. And it may not be your fault, but it is your responsibility to play the cards you're dealt in the best way possible. I want you to imagine giving yourself 2 gifts back then. at the age of 16 or 17 that might help you through the rest of your life. One is resilience. Imagine giving yourself a glowing ball of energy that represents resilience, to give you a sense that you are stronger than you ever realized. And the second is worthiness. And maybe that's an even brighter ball of energy. And then switch perspective, so you're no longer giving, you're receiving this resilience and this worthiness. Imagine taking it, placing it on your chest, and feeling that you are absorbing these resources. A sense of worthiness, a sense of resilience. And just imagine how that resilience and worthiness would have subtly influenced your life from that point onwards. Things that you said yes to, maybe you'd say no to. Things you tolerated, maybe you wouldn't. You didn't need someone to save you. All you needed was to unlock the resources that were buried deep within, and feel that those resources are finally being awakened. Like a flower that's been hidden in a cupboard with no sunshine. That withered flower, imagine it getting water and sunshine for the very first time in a long time. That it doesn't take a lot for it to burst back to life. And feel that glimmer of hope growing inside you. And follow that life all the way up to the present, continuing to see that worthiness and resilience slowly growing inside you. I want you to see a woman wouldn't accept the scraps, the breadcrumbs, knowing she's worth more. I want you to see a woman that wants what she deserves or doesn't want anything at all. If she can't have what she deserves and is worthy of, and see her looking strong and confident. Anything less than what she deserves, she's not interested in. All the way up to the present, that glimmer of hope gets bigger and bigger. And then feel that you see her in the present moment, still with that worthiness, still with that resilience, and still with that glimmer of hope which has become perhaps the size of a tennis ball, no longer a speck. And maybe it's glowing so bright you can see the energy emanating from within. Just observe, and then step into that version of you. Feel the worthiness. Feel the resilience. And feel that hope. That hope is like sunshine to a flower that's been kept in the dark. Very soon I will count from 1 to 10 to awaken you, and when you awaken, you will feel that over the next few days there will be different meanings given to past events through the lens of this resilience, worthiness, and hope. You'll start to see yourself less as a victim and more of a survivor. a brave, strong woman. Almost with a mentality that if you can survive what you've experienced, then you are unbreakable. You can survive anything. And don't be surprised if these thoughts get louder and more consistent. Breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. As I now count from 1 to 10. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.